Scott, you can make me co-host now.
Great, will do. Hey, gang.
Hi there.
Karen, you made it. I didn't think you were going to make it.
Well, we got rained out. We were supposed to play golf, and the pro shop said instead of a golf cart, we needed a boat.
Okay. All right. Well,
So I'm joining y'all. I'm ready to learn some more things today.
well, that's great. That's great.
Weather's been the same in London today. We've had a really wet day.
But you know, when you've got something planned and you're all geared for it, and then it gets canceled, it's kind of like you have a free day now.
I'm trying to. I gotta find it.
Yeah.
Send some of the rain down here to Florida because we need rain.
Oh, you need it.
Yeah.
Mm.
Yeah.
We have an excess here in Houston, don't we, Karen?
Boy, do we. Who is that from Houston?
That's me.
Susan.
Oh, Susan. Yes, Susan. Boy, you're right. Enough is enough.
Well, I'll
Yeah.
take some in Southern California.
Yeah. 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 Well, we were supposed to get a torrential downpour here yesterday with flash flood warnings and everything here in Maryland. Nothing. It was cloudy, but nothing. So,
It's when they don't say anything, you have to be nervous.
yeah, exactly. Exactly.
I think it made its way across the Atlantic.
Yeah.
To be fair, it was only the southeast corner of Britain. I think the Netherlands were supposed to get it. But
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, dear.
Yeah.
Susan, which Y do you go to? Or did you find out about the Y?
Yeah, the Joe and the Foster Y on 34th Street.
Okay. And I go to the Fort Bend family
Oh, okay.
in Missouri City.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I have a house down in close to Lake Jackson. It was my mother's house, and so it rains down there too a lot.
Mm.
Okay. So I got to tell you, all of you, I was looking at candy pictures and I ended up breaking into the Halloween candy stash that was still sitting around. Yeah. Power of
I must
suggestion.
be like 10 pounds fat, bigger after all the candy.
Oh, yeah. I am a sucker for, you remember those Smarties that came in the little roll? They're just these little tiny,
Yeah.
yeah, I don't know why, but ever since childhood, I've just been a sucker for those. So we had some laying around. So I indulged in those today.
We have one store in Sacramento that's in the tourist area, Old Sac. And guy's got about 2,000 square foot, and it's all in barrels. All the candies are in barrels. There must be 1,000 different things.
Yeah.
You know, everything's packaged. It's from history. It's from recent technology, all kinds of stuff. You can spend the whole day down there
Yeah.
in one shop. I got a moon pot.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. You can get really nostalgic when you walk in some of those places like that. Yeah. Oh, and there's Gail.
Scott, I had a question
Yeah.
about an upcoming event. You know, the photos that we take, the theme. You said cars. Is that limited to cars, or can we do trucks and motorcycles, or is that going to be maybe another day?
That's a good question. I hadn't even thought about anything beyond that, but I am going to be pretty liberal on that and just say, yeah, if you've got anything motorized, I think would probably work, short of a lawnmower or something.
Oh, okay. I didn't think of that one. Thank you.
Okay.
Good.
Yeah. So for those of you who are just coming in, yeah, when we do cars in a few weeks, we'll just go ahead and make that for motorcycles and trucks too. So, and vans.
Hey, Karen, I don't know how you did your background, but it looks lovely. Are you really there with the palm trees? Yeah, you.
Me. Oh,
Uh-huh.
I wish, although we are having flooding, but it doesn't look like this. No, I learned this in the class. I took it twice. It's called Beginners from Get Set Up, how to change your Zoom background,
Yeah.
period. It's wonderful.
Thank you.
Yeah.
And I,
Yeah, I think on the schedule it's called virtual backgrounds.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
yeah.
yeah,
Yeah,
I really,
it's a good class.
I really enjoyed that. Yeah, it's fun.
Thanks, Pat. Thanks, Karen.
Yeah. Okay. Well, I think we got just about everybody here. So great to see everybody, and thanks for sending all the pictures in. And we should have a good time getting our appetites wetted or wet. I don't know what the past right grammar is there for candy. But I will go ahead and get us rolling by looking at what we got. Okay. I am having so much fun with these weekly get-togethers. They've just been really wonderful to see all the great pictures. And we are live streaming today. So I do want to introduce myself for any of you watching us on the Get Set Up TV or on Facebook Live. I am a Get Set Up guide. I teach a lot of our photography courses. I live in Silver Spring, Maryland, right outside of Washington, D.C. I am also, in addition to being a Get Set Up guide, a freelance writer and photographer. I do dabble in all sorts of photography, which is what makes this job so perfect for me, because I get to lead some classes in various genres of photography. But I really enjoy this weekly get together to have a theme of pictures that we're going to look at. And I just enjoy being here on Get Set Up in general. I feel like we've made a nice little community here, and even a sub community of photography buffs. So always great to see everybody. We're here to help you learn useful skills and also connect socially. We have social groups and interest groups like this, as well as classes of all sorts. We learn from each other. Ideally, we can see you on camera if you're comfortable with that. I think most of us are on camera, which is great. We are recording this too, so you can, if you want to go back and look at the pictures again, they will be up on our Facebook site next week. But in the meantime, you can always get a recording by emailing us at help@getsetup.io. If you are joining us by live stream, we'd love for you to sometime participate in a class by registering for it, and then you can hop on live, interact with the other learners, and also talk with your guide directly and ask questions. And the usual disclaimer, we're not paid to promote any specific products or services. So I don't know that that'll happen today, but just in case. Okay, so let's get us started, and we'll find out first who gets the t-shirt this week. And then we'll tell the stories behind them. So this is our number one. This is our first picture this week. Very colorful and really nice depth of field there.
Thank you. It's mine.
You're supposed to keep that secret, Geoff. Oh, okay.
I didn't know that. Sorry.
Okay, sorry about. No, I'm just teasing you. But And here is number 2. This is a really nice macro shot. This I would put in the still life genre. Very nice setup there. And here's a really nice store display. Very colorful. That's a nice red. Another nice store display. And obviously this is in December since we've got Santa Claus there. Here's a nice close-up shot. I had never heard of this candy before, Roundup candy, but that may just be now, how's that for getting you hungry? Love all those M&Ms on there. This is a really nice display, whoever came up. I love all the lollipops there.
Nice.
We have 12 entries this week, by the way. Here's a nice, this is one of those fill the frame photos that I talk about a lot in some of my classes. So this is one where you don't have a lot of background, just a whole frame full of, in this case, rainbow lollipops. Yeah, that's another really nice macro shot. There's another nice macro shot. And here's our final. And this is a nice still life photograph. Some of these could really work as advertisements, advertising shots. Okay, so I'm going to go through these one more time for you. Just slowly go over that. Whoops, not too far.
Did you have one of them?
Slowly run through them. Did I get everybody's in there? Did I miss? I hope I didn't miss anybody. Let me know if I did. There's 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, and 12. Okay, because we have more than 10, we can't do this on the Zoom poll, so we're going to have to do this in the chat. So go ahead and drop that in. Let me know what your favorite is there. Oh, and here are all of them. That'll help you out. Okay. 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 Okay, so. Okay. Gail says we need to vote for 2 in the future. And then average for the, because it's too hard. So 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, so we have a clear winner. It is number 2.
Ah,
And that, I believe, is Brigitte. Did I say that right? Your name? I hope. Yeah. Okay.
I did vote for myself. Is that cheating?
No, that's not cheating at all. If you liked it,
No, it's not cheating.
yeah. So what we do with these, Brigitte, is tell a little story behind them, like where we took the photo and what prompted us to or inspired us to take it and things like that. So where'd you take this one?
Well, it was in my living room on my recliner.
Okay.
And actually when you had mentioned the photo contest
Yeah.
at another class, I said, oh, I can go to the bulk store and get some candy for the photo challenge. And so I had went earlier that day. I went and got some candy, and then and of course it's some of my favorites. And I just first I was going to just put it on a white table, and then or on a cloth, and I said, oh, I got these wonderful bowls I like. And so I just put them in a teeny bowl, green bowl. And I just took a picture with my Samsung phone, and it was really just 2 shots. And
Wow.
And that was it.
So, I don't know that much about Samsung phones. Even though my wife has one, I can't figure out how to work hers. So I'm always interested in the camera though. So did you use any special setting on this one?
Wow.
Okay. That's just an incredible macro shot.
What are they?
They're just assorted fruit slices. They're candy, jelly candies. And I just love them, but
Yeah.
I'm not supposed to eat them.
Makes my mouth water just looking at them.
Yeah. What's
Yeah, they
really
didn't last
incredible here
long.
too is the sugar.
Yeah.
That's really well done.
Yeah, I
big
ate
are
them. I ate them shortly after.
No, go ahead, Brigitte. You ate them shortly thereafter?
How big are they, Bridget?
Is she on mute?
She's gonna get some.
Oh, okay. Awesome. Yeah, I'm curious how big they are. There we go. Okay. Wow.
Oh, they're pretty big size.
Yeah, that's a good size. Yeah. Wow.
Are they made from real fruit slices? No.
It's like a jelly candy covered in
Yeah.
sugar.
Yeah.
Boy, they look good. I'm not a candy person, but I would eat that.
We may be bringing you over to the dark side that left. Okay. Wonderful. Well, congratulations to Brigitte. And
Thank you, everybody.
You'll hear from us about a t-shirt. We'll get all the particulars and get it sent to you. In the meantime, let's go back and look at what else we got. So Geoff, tell us about this one.
That was on a stall in Covent Garden in London, in the West End. And I was up there anyway. So I knew that the candy theme.
Yeah.
And there's lots of sweet shops up there, what we call sweet shops in the UK. And I took a lot. My brother actually preferred one or two of the other ones I took, but I like this one for some reason. They're just like lollipops that come on a stand that's stuck into a pole.
Yeah.
And you just help yourself and then pay the vendor, I don't know, a few pennies for it, each one. And I just did a close-up.
Yeah.
I like the colors, and that's all.
Yeah. Yeah. It's very colorful. Looks like a lollipop bouquet.
Yeah. Basically, that's what it is. Yeah.
Yeah. What'd you shoot this with?
Nikon Z50.
Okay.
Yeah, a little mirrorless camera.
Yeah. Really vivid colors.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right.
Just with a kit lens.
Yeah. Yeah. And Karen, this is a really nice, I kind of think of this as a still life display. Like really nicely set up.
Well, thank you. I'm having a Christmas in July party, and I was just fiddling with some of the things I have for decorations and the peanut M&Ms that I actually had to open up to take a picture of them because I leave them sealed because otherwise I eat them.
Yeah. I know of where you speak. Yes. Yeah. That's you could put that on a Christmas card or something like that, and make it a front image of a holiday card.
Yeah, I thought I might send it out as part of an invitation.
Yeah. That's a great idea too, to do a Christmas in July. My mother had talked about doing that, but we never got around to it.
We have in London a massive M&M shop. I don't know whether you have them in the States.
Yeah.
But in Leicester Square, there's this massive shop that's just devoted to M&Ms over 3 floors. And it's just amazing. But I couldn't get to it when I went to take the other photo because there was a big, stupid anti-vaccine rally going on.
Oh, no.
So I couldn't get across that side of town. So I didn't want to get too close to the anti-vaxxers, so I sort of backed off.
Wow, that's too bad. You know what? I think they might have an M&M store like that in Times Square or somewhere in Midtown.
They must have in the States. I mean, it's an American sweet, so they must have them. But there's a massive one in Leicester Square. It's over 3 floors.
Wow,
massive.
Yeah. Okay. Karen, tell us about this one.
Okay. Well, first off, I have to say, I've just discovered something, and I don't know if this is happening with other people that are participating. I think this is the 3rd Friday I've participated. And I'm going back, instead of going out and taking photos using all the skills you've been teaching us, I'm going back in my memory, back to my old photos, and I'm picking photos, not so much on the quality, but the best memories. Oh,
yeah.
And so I find I'm picking photos that I'm more interested in the memory than the actual photo. So this was just a wonderful memory. We were in a little town in Normandy, Honfleur, France, and this was taken at a candy store, but through the window. So I was just happy I could, see it and read it, and the store was closed, and we stood there for a very long time just wishing they would open, but instead I took some photos, and that just brings back great memories.
I'm really impressed with the way you shot it through the window but didn't get any glare.
Well, that would be luck.
Well, don't sell yourself short. I mean, some of that's just a good eye and good technique.
It was beautiful, but we didn't really get to eat it. So I think after this class, I'm going to go get into the M&Ms.
Yeah, that's the other thing we have to hear about is how good the candy was that you shot, that everybody shot.
I thought the picture was interesting because the label on the candy says Grand Central Park.
Yeah,
which would be in New York, but the price looks like it's in euro.
Yeah,
and the little note on the left there is in French too.
Yeah.
They supposedly have some of the best chocolate over here.
Oh yeah, I know. I've had some of that chocolate over there. It's that is not just myth.
I went to a chocolate factory in France once.
Oh yeah,
very interesting. Yeah, unfortunately, I used to work for a school. I went over there on a school trip, and it was a disaster because the kids were really horrible. But the chocolate factory was quite interesting. They got thrown out of an aquarium, if I remember correctly.
You know, you get sugar and kids, and
that's right. They were all being sick on the boat on the way back to Dover. They were all running around eating all this chocolate. They bought tons of it. On the way back to Dover in England on the boat, they were all throwing up.
Oh my
It
God.
was horrible.
Oh, yeah.
So is this in Europe too with euro
Yes,
prices? Yeah.
this is a Christmas market in Vienna. And Karen, I think you're right. I was thinking about the fun we were having. I mean, I was taking pictures of the candy, but I was drinking Glühwein. So, so I was having a wonderful time.
I had some friends over one afternoon this week, and they found a Vienna bakery nearby. So they picked up some cake on the way, and they brought it over. So we had coffee and cake. And he said what he really wanted to get was a Sachertorte.
Oh, yeah.
I have no clue what it is, but the way he described it, it's just covered in chocolate.
It's a chocolate cake. It was made famous by the Sacher Hotel in Vienna, but I find it very dry. But French pastry actually originated it was actually Viennese, inspired by Viennese. I was told that by a French pastry chef.
Yeah.
Really? I never knew that.
Yep.
Apparently Vienna is known for the cakes and the baked goods and stuff, which I wasn't aware of. But the way he was describing this, I mean, he was just, salivating when he was talking about the chocolate.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. They have excellent stuff. My daughter lives there, so I visit there quite often.
Yeah. The one thing I do remember about Vienna as well as Buenos Aires is I think I went for my entire visit in those cities without eating a vegetable. Oh.
That sounds more like Scotland.
Yeah.
And that's your main memory, okay?
Yeah.
When you drive into Scotland from England, there's a sign on the motorway that says last salad for 300 miles.
Yeah. That's the way it is. Buenos Aires in particular. I mean, it's nothing but beef. Okay, Gail, round up candy.
This is a little retro candy store in the Lake Town.
Oh, okay.
I probably sent about 8 or 10 pictures from it.
Yeah. Very nice depth of field here too, and this would work. Yeah, some of these that you all have taken would make it like advertisement. They'd be good shots for ads. Just the way they were.
When I was looking at this, I was thinking as a kid, we used to get candy cigarettes.
Yeah.
I don't know if you ran across those too. And that's what this reminded me of. The cowboy on the horse, like Marlboro.
That's exactly what I was thinking. Yeah. The Marlboro Man.
That's what those are. Yeah.
They are candy cigarettes?
They are candy cigarettes. Yeah, that's what you
Are they?
Oh,
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Where was this taken, Gail?
A little town in Michigan called Pentwater. So, yeah, they have a little retro candy ice cream popcorn store.
Yeah.
All the old candies, the candy necklaces, the taffy, all that stuff.
Yeah. Those are fun when you can find shops like that. There are a couple around here in the DC area that are really fun to go into.
When you look at the picture on there and the type style and everything, it looks old. It looks like, from the 50s or 60s or something.
Yeah.
So I wonder if that's a copy of something that actually was being sold and at the time then.
Yeah. That, it's it is interesting. A lot of places like this, I call it nostalgia candy, but they're still selling things in the packaging that they always had, like back in the 50s and 60s. Stuff that I remember from my childhood. And I don't know if they just have a specialty line at some of the candy manufacturers like Mars or Hershey for that matter, but every now and then you'll find a shop where it's like vintage candy, I think. Hopefully the candy is fresh and not dating back to the 60s.
I think the only thing that would last that long is Twinkies.
Yeah. That is true. Okay. Sheri, did I miss you? I don't know if I saw you here earlier. Is she here? No, I guess Sheri didn't make it this week. Okay. All right.
Shame. It's the one I voted for because made my mouth water looking at it.
I know. That is just delicious looking. I think
I wonder whether she baked the cake. It looks like
I thought it might be a muffin.
Oh, muffin, yeah.
Yeah. Well, it reminds me of, although it's shaped a little differently, but the way they make cupcakes anymore, they are so covered with this frosting, which I love. My wife scrapes it all off. She can't handle it. And so I usually end up, if we go to some place like this, I get a double dose of the frosting. And Cindy, is Cindy here? I don't think Cindy made it either. But that is really nice too. I really like. I'm wondering where this is. But it's whoever made this display gets hats off to them. This is nice.
I love
It
the
looked
movement
like
on there. I just love the movement.
Yeah.
Yeah, it looks like a store window because down in the lower left-hand corner, you can see something that looks like maybe it's the bottom of a window, and then up in the upper left-hand corner looks like a reflection. So
yeah,
like it's right on the corner somewhere.
Yeah.
In the USA, is it a lollipop like a sweet on a stick, the same as we have?
Yeah.
I know in Australia, a lolly is just a general sweet. In a packet, not on a stick.
Not on a.
Yeah.
Okay, Irene.
Okay, well, I went to Old Sac, and because it's a tourist attraction, they have all these little shops that sell candy.
Yeah.
And like my husband said, they were barrels and barrels of candy. So there was nothing to focus on. So this one was a very big display. They're the very big lollipops. So it caught my eye and it photographed well. So I sent that in.
Yeah. No, like I said before, this is a really nice fill the frame approach. Where you just focus in till everything that every aspect of the subject of the picture, or in this case, subjects, just fills the entire picture. So I like that a lot.
And I wanted to say, I think it was Karen who said that she was picking pictures because of memories. Well, I was looking for a photo I had taken in Las Vegas from an M&M store, and they had a Rosie O'Donnell desk, but I couldn't find that photo. I thought that was, I wanted to see it again because I remember it fondly, so I couldn't find it, so I didn't send that in.
Yeah, that would have been a fun photo to share.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that is a photo organizing class.
Yeah. That's a good idea. Yeah. Okay, Pat. Wow. What a macro shot.
So I was going to go to a big candy store also that has candy, well, a lot of candy on display, and I never made it. So I ended up going to the 99-cent store, and I couldn't make up my mind what I wanted to buy. So I ended up buying a bunch of candy that I end up throwing out most of it. But since it was 99 cents,
Yeah.
you know, but this was I actually bought the Mactrum kit that has the various lenses.
Yeah.
This is the telephoto lens.
Okay.
But there's also the macro lens, and that's what I use. I played around a lot. I took a ton of photos, and this is one of those. And it was just sitting here on my counter, and there were other candies around it, and this is how it turned out. So that's using the macro lens.
Wow.
Yeah.
I'm trying to remember, Pat, do you use iPhone or a Samsung or?
Samsung.
Samsung. Okay.
Samsung girl.
Yeah. That's
So
amazing.
Pat, I see that Scott made you buy that lens kit too.
He did. He forced
Yeah,
me. He
me
twisted
too,
my
you know.
arm.
I know he's bad about that, you
He
know.
is.
I'm
spending
making
money
everybody
that I don't
spend
need.
money. First it was the lens kits, and now candy.
Yeah, exactly. Scott, you're going to send us to the poorhouse.
No, but
I
Pat,
am
aren't,
definitely not buying a car, that's for sure.
Yeah.
So Scott, was this a result of your class about macro photography?
yeah.
Well,
Is that what got you?
No.
Partly, but it's also we haven't had this class in a few weeks, but there are kits now that you can buy, like lens attachments for your smartphone, and they do a lot of the things that digital camera lenses would do, like macro shots and telephoto shots and things like that. They'll even do extra things like kaleidoscope.
They do fisheye.
And fisheye.
Yeah,
They'll
they do fisheye. Yes.
Yeah. So, yeah.
So yes, I did take his class, and I've always loved taking really close-up shots. So this was perfect. What was amazing to me was I could see a lot of the defects in some of the shots of the candy. I saw red speckles on the white. I saw indentions and lines, and it was just amazing at how detailed it really was.
Yeah. Yeah.
I love that you had the reflection too.
Yeah.
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 How big was that macro lens? That's
I'm
tiny,
sorry?
wasn't it? How big was the macro lens? It was tiny.
Oh,
wasn't it?
it's tiny. It's
Yeah.
I can't take it's. I have to unscrew it, but it's a little teeny tiny thing.
It's about the size of your thumb.
That's my macro lens.
Yeah.
Oh well, yeah.
Yeah.
You know, but this fits on my smartphone, so
That doesn't.
Yeah.
yeah.
Geoff, I'll show you if you can see this. It's like this size.
That's
Yeah.
unbelievable.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's really tiny.
And they're fun, aren't they, Pat?
They are. They're a ton of fun.
I mean, I went out and I got a set like that too after that class with Scott. Just went
Yeah.
out in my garden and started taking pictures, and they're just fun, and it's cheap fun, you know, because you
Yeah.
can use them forever.
Yeah. Yeah. These kits are really pretty inexpensive. I mean, you can get
Yeah.
them for, I think, even under $20. So,
Yeah.
Yeah.
I bought my kit for less than $20. It was like $10 at the counter, at checkout counter at CVS.
Yeah.
After your macro class, I dug it out and I started to take pictures again. It's so fun.
Wow. Yeah. Yeah.
Scott, that's the third person already.
I know. I know.
How many others did you entice?
It might entice me. I wish I had one yesterday because I was walking in the street yesterday and I saw a stag beetle. I don't know if you know what a stag beetle is, but it's the largest insect in the UK. And it's a big beetle with antlers. It's harmless, but it looks a bit scary. And it was just walking across the pavement. So I moved it, but I wish I'd had something like that on me. So
Yeah, yeah.
because they're actually a protected species, and it's illegal to hurt them. So
Yeah, I know what you
it?
mean. I'm going to take a break just for a minute to show you this, Geoff. I took that
Ooh.
yesterday or a couple days ago with the macro lens that I got for my smartphone. And that is one of these millions of cicadas that have infested this area. They come out every 17 years, climb out of these, mate, and then die. And their offspring burrow into the ground and don't come out for another 17 years. But I was just outside and I had my macro lens on my phone and just decided to grab that.
Look at those eyes.
I know, they're weird.
Are they the ones that make a noise?
Oh my God. Yes.
I've heard about the noise. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. It's deafening.
Yeah.
I hear they're a good source of protein.
Yeah, well, my dog would be able to tell you that. She's just gobbling them up right and left. We're gobbling up candy. She's gobbling up cicadas. So,
and I saw a picture of someone actually eating one, a person eating one.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, they're a delicacy. They had, in fact, a newscaster the other day was participating in some kind of challenge and was eating them. And
yeah.
The source of protein.
Lovely. Garlic sauce, lovely.
Wow, May, this looks like an ad.
Yeah.
Actually,
It looks delicious.
I know, and actually, I didn't know what to do. So what I tried to do was to take a picture from a different perspective, and so that's what came out. Of course, I ate a whole bunch of it, in the meantime. No real story behind it. I was just trying to experiment with taking pictures from different angles. That's basically it.
Well, it's a really creative angle. It's sort of like it's a macro shot, but you also get the leading lines in here.
Yeah.
And you were able to keep the brand name really clear and legible. It's just really, really well done.
Mm-hmm. Thank you.
What do you just set this down on a white table someplace, or?
So actually, I put that candy on my stove.
Okay.
And so that white is the stove, and I just place it right there. And I basically took my my phone and angled it in such a way and see if I like the angle, and that was what I did. I just snapped it and played with it that way. Yeah. Nothing fancy or anything. No mystery behind it.
Sometimes those are the best shots ever. The ones that didn't have much mystery behind them. That's awesome. Kathy, here's another one that looks like an ad.
Well, thank you. I told you last week I was on a diet. So this 70% cocoa I can have, for the carb thing.
Yeah.
And I used to buy it for my father because he was diabetic and this was allowed. But as you can tell there by the bite out of the chocolate, I just had to give it up for the art,
Yeah.
I had to take a bite.
Yeah.
Well, it's one of the basic food groups. I mean, it's not really off your diet, is it?
Yeah, exactly.
Just a little while ago, I had to have some more.
Yeah.
You guys got me hungry. What can I say?
Is it all gone now?
Oh, yeah. Well, it's like 3 inches long by 1.5 inches, and it's real thin, and it's only a few carbs. So that's it for the day.
Wow. I've never heard of this brand.
Really big over here.
Yeah.
Do you have Aldi's?
Yeah, we do.
Have an Aldi's near you, Scott?
Yeah.
They have that there.
Okay. Okay.
I noticed it's marked in grams as well as ounces, so I wonder if it's imported.
Yeah. Wow. That does look really good.
It's really good.
Yeah. Yeah. Well done. Okay. Well, we got a little bit of time, so I could run you through what other shots people brought in here. Trying to remember if Bridget had a couple. She had this one too.
Like that.
Which is really nice. Another good macro shot. And Gail had a bunch.
Ooh.
Oh, jeez.
Gail, you look like you spent a lot of time in this store.
Nah, and actually, I was in and out in about 7 minutes. 'Cause
No
they,
kidding.
the employees were all staring at me.
So how much did you buy?
Actually, nothing. I went next door and bought ice cream.
Okay. This looks like another well, wow, it's gluten-free and nut-free, but it looks like another old-fashioned candy.
Ooh.
That's another really nice fill the frame shot. Yeah, and there's the whole kit and caboodle. And there's the candy. That one's a really nice one too. Yeah.
That one was in New York by Serendipity.
Okay. Very colorful. All right. Geoff just sent in one, I remember. Let's see. Irene had a whole bunch here. Wow. There's a moon pie. These I really like too. This is a nice macro shot. So what was going on here, Irene? This looks really
Well,
this caramel corn or
it's caramel corn, and it had macadamia nuts in it.
okay.
And I couldn't take shots from outside the store because everything was reflecting, even behind them in the store. So they asked me why I was there because they, I had asked somebody else for permission. And they said, come on back here and we'll let you take pictures back here. And they were very gracious in doing so. So if we were here in person and gathering, I would give out free samples.
Oh. Wow, check that out.
Yeah.
For some things, when you see them actually being made, you lose your appetite for them. Like I worked at McDonald's when I was in high school, and I have no desire to eat McDonald's now. This I could see being made and have cravings for the rest of my life. Yeah. That had to be fun, really watching that whole process. Okay. Yeah, that's one from Karen. Let me see what else we got. Karen had a bunch here too.
Oh, that's not such a great photo, but it's that memory. This was glass candy we got in Murano, Italy, and I just thought it was so lovely. It's on our coffee table, but it didn't film that well, but it's back to memories.
Yeah, it's beautiful. It looks really.
It is glass, and it is really beautiful in person. I'm going to try to do a better photo next time. I'm going to check into that macro kit you're taunting.
Yeah.
Taunting.
That's 4, Scott.
4.
I know. Oh my gosh. Yeah.
And that's all through the store window. You can see the reflection in Honfleur, France.
Yeah.
They do it
really good. Oh, look at
there,
that.
it's cut from that. Yeah.
Yeah.
Gorgeous. That was the store that was closed, unfortunately.
This isn't just sweet. This is art.
Yeah. Yeah.
They're displays. In fact, Scott, you may have gotten my email about, I think some of the most fabulous photography personally is shot through store windows of the store displays. I mean, there's just so many fabulous, speaking of art, that you can take, and the reflections, I think, add to it if you get it right.
Yeah. Karen, I have to tell you, I have been mapping out a list of photo challenges for the next few months. and I put that on there.
Thank you.
So stay tuned, folks. One of these days, we're going to be doing store windows.
Store windows. And this again just brought back memories of the first introduction to Nutella, and we didn't know what it was, and now it's, you know, it finally made it to the States and it's everywhere. But I remember our first experience is, what is this? So, but again, through the store window, that's just a good memory.
I don't know if you know the story behind Nutella, but that was invented in Italy after the war. And they didn't have enough chocolate there to make chocolate confections. So one guy came up with an idea to use ground hazelnuts to kind of stretch the chocolate. And that's the main ingredient in Nutella. And Nutella consumes something like 70% of the worldwide crop of hazelnuts.
Wow. What a great story.
Unbelievable.
Yeah. That's so funny, Karen. I have that same memory of discovering Nutella when I was in Europe and just thinking, you know, and I remember when they first started selling it in the States, I introduced it to my family and they didn't realize they could go to their own supermarket and buy it. So every time they came to town, they said, could you get us a good supply of Nutella? So I felt so sophisticated because I had discovered Nutella.
That's hilarious.
I've got a jar downstairs, but they go mad for it in France.
Yeah.
Mm.
Here's a
That's
nice
just a
display of all
diabetic
the
overdose.
Yeah.
Temptation.
Yes.
I found a shop in London that actually sold Hershey's. I took a photograph but didn't upload it. I thought that's unusual. You don't often see Hershey's in the UK.
Yeah.
This is my nostalgia.
Yeah.
Finding Beeman's gum again, like when I was a kid, was just awesome. They got it at Joann Fabrics, ladies. Well,
Really?
and gentlemen. Yeah.
Okay. Because I saw this and I thought, man, I have not seen, I remember all of these and I had not seen them in ages.
It's just great to get back to it. And I bought some blackjack for my grandsons so they could do the black teeth, you know. It was fun, very fun.
Yeah. Okay. And let's see. I think May had several. Yeah, here's some more takes on the Kit Kat.
Oh.
That's really good.
So you can tell I've eaten it.
Yeah, yeah.
And May, did you eat the paper too? Did you see the paper?
Yeah.
Did you see the
my little dog Sheri was trying to get it and lick it up.
There's some Werthers.
That's a great shot.
Yeah. Oh, Gail's got to go. Okay, Gail. See you next time.
Bye, Gail.
Bye, Gail.
Yeah. Really nicely done on all of these, Pat or May. This was really a really creative way to do it. Is this just a simple ashtray or of some sort or dish or?
It's just a glass bowl. It was supposed to be for a candle. There's no more candle in it, so I just like dump whatever Kit Kat I have left to see what I can do with it.
Yeah. Okay. And Pat had a bunch here. Look, here's more of the. This was one I was a little torn, Pat, because I thought this was so well done and they were out of the wrapper. But I just was so enthralled with that macro shot that you got that I thought it was very original.
Okay. I wasn't really pleased with any of the shots. I took a ton of them. And actually, I think you probably chose the best one. But I really wasn't that pleased. As I said, I went to the 99-cent store and couldn't make up my mind. So I ended up buying a lot of unnecessary candy, but I was just determined that I wasn't going to eat it. So other than the mince, everything else is trashed.
This is a really nice close-up shot. This could be an ad too for Ghirardelli's.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Oh, and I only included that because that is the packaging from one of the other shots, which when you look at the other one, you might say, what in the world is that?
Yeah.
But this is the packaging from from that shot.
And there we go.
From that's it. Yeah.
Look at that.
Yeah.
That
it was
is
a subliminal message to get a macro lens.
Yeah. Yeah.
It looks young.
Yeah. Okay. Sheri had a few. We can just run through these real quick since she's not here, but she had that one. And then, okay. I know what I'm having for dinner. I'm heading to the ice cream shop. Yeah. Yeah. And I think, yeah, Susan just sent the one in. So got all the way through them.
Is anybody hungry?
I sure
Are you
am.
offering
Yes,
something?
definitely.
Yeah.
Have a craving for chocolate or anything?
Yes,
The ice cream.
definitely chocolate.
Yeah,
think-
that ice cream.
I think the one thing I'm going to have to be careful about is if we decide to do a photo challenge on wine or beer.
Got that one sorted.
You know, that beer one sounds interesting. When I came over here, when I go to the grocery store, they've got 100 million different kinds of beer bottles in there.
Yeah.
And I just started buying them, just one of each. You don't have to take the whole thing. And started taking pictures of them. In my photo album, I've got one whole album of nothing but beer bottles.
Yeah.
The different ones. Didn't think there were that many in the whole world. And these are all here locally,
Yeah. Yeah. I did that with, I remember doing it with coasters, like beer coasters over in Europe. Yeah. Yeah. All right. Well, let me get you all excited about. So unfortunately, next week, I have to be out of town for my niece's wedding. So we're going to have a bye week, but that gives you 2 weeks to pull together the next shots that we'll be collecting. These are on sunsets, and Gail will be particularly happy about this because she's been anxious to share pictures of sunsets. And somebody was asking yesterday, I think it might have been Geoff at another class, if he could cheat and show a sunrise. Let's put it this way: who's going to know the difference? So if you're more of a morning person, we'll let you get away with it. But anyway, so we'll have those due on the 16th at midnight, and then we'll get together Friday the 18th at 4 to share those. So I'll be we'll be keeping the word out on that one through some of the marketing we're doing. And just to give you some other items of interest, other interest groups, we've got a conversational Spanish interest group coming up, Living Healthy, a lifelong venture to a healthier you, and navigating the transitions of life. And I've got a couple of classes coming up tomorrow. I have one on designing your own t-shirts and sweatshirts. You can do that online. You can put photos that you've taken on t-shirts or come up with fancy text or something like that. So I'll walk you through that. And then after that, there's a class on making a personalized Father's Day gift using some of those same tools online, plus some other resources. So there's a father in your life that you want to give a gift to for Father's Day, you can join me for that. And of course, whenever you book a class, you are all set up to share that or invite a friend to join you. And we won't have much in the way of class notes for this one, but I will send you an email with some other classes of interest and the schedule. And so we'll have that for you coming. And again, as always, hosting an interest group, we'd love for you to do that, and we'll do all the heavy lifting for you. You just have to show up, and you can do that by emailing us at help@getsetup.io, or there's a spot right at the top of our homepage where you can do that as well. Suggest a new class that way, and also request a recording of our get together today. And I am going to mention too, Detlef really lit a fire under me last week about this, and then I've talked with Susan about it, and I believe Karen and a couple of other people, but I'm working on putting together just a weekly maybe a couple of weekly interest groups that, or one maybe monthly, I don't know, where we can kind of get together. We won't have a competition for a t-shirt, but we'll just get together and talk photography, just so we get to see each other a lot. And I think we've all been really enjoying this. I've been loving it. So stay tuned for a little more information on that. And we'll probably start doing that by the middle of the summer at the latest. So does that sound like that'd be fun for everybody?
Good.
Sounds good.
Yeah, sounds great.
And
That
it's
sounds
been
great.
another good Friday evening too.
Yes. Yeah. It's your bedtime probably by now, Detlef, right?
Yeah, almost.
Well, I'm glad you
I
stayed.
saw one of your classes the other day, and I thought, well, I'm kind of interested. And then I looked at the time, and it was at 1 o'clock in the morning again. You're gonna have to take some of those and change the times around.
We'll keep moving them around. I've started. I asked about that, and I think they're starting to do that for us. So
Where are you,
rotating it.
Detlef?
Yeah. I'm sorry.
Where are you?
I'm in Berlin.
Ah, okay. So
And
you're
what time is it there?
One hour farther east than you.
Yeah, that's right. So it'll be 11 o'clock there. It's 10 o'clock in the evening here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It'll be 11 o'clock in the evening in Berlin. Yeah.
Yeah, it's 11 o'clock here. I guess this is when Berlin goes out to party.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm too old for that.
And we're that far north. It's only just got dark in June, even at 10 o'clock at night.
Yeah. That's the nice thing about, this in the summer. I mean, it really, it's already past 10. And by the middle of the summer, it'll be light until 11:30.
Yeah.
And then it'll start getting light at 3:30 again in the morning. So that's
what I
nice. But
do.
in the winter,
I
it's
do most of
awful.
my dawn photos in the winter when it doesn't get dark till about 7 or 8 o'clock 8 o'clock in the morning.
I remember starting to take some of these classes, which were at 4 o'clock our time, and it was dark.
Yeah.
That's the downside.
Yeah. Well, listen, everybody have a great weekend. I hopefully we'll see you in classes over the next 2 weeks, but I will definitely see you on the 18th. So, okay.
Have a good time at the wedding, Scott.
Hey, thank you.
Yeah,
Thanks.
Enjoy the wedding. Bye.
Hey,
everybody.
take care, everybody.
Thank you so much.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
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 Okay.